Tiz. How are you this morning? Coughing my lungs out. That's what I'm doing. Only for a second, though. Really looking forward to stream this morning, because we're going to get into a whole bunch of plot once again, because this time we're with the Elation people instead of the Miram. Yeah, the Bat people. Lovely moment where I was just going, I'm cold before stream. I'm going to bundle up in a nice warm sweater. And then I realized that all of my software was logged out, and I had to try and remember all the passwords to log back in. And my body decided, oh, it's fight or flight time. Time to blast into 1,000,000 degrees. Thank you, body. Not what I needed. Ooh, I am also prepared with plenty of cat toys this time. So when my cat's tail turns evil exactly at like 10:30, I can throw cat toys at her. Being said, I can't really throw stuff at her when she's in the litter box. Oh well. It's not been too tough. At least I didn't have myself muted like I did last stream. She was trying to climb the walls, so I threw a Pokeball at her. I didn't catch her though. One of the things I gotta figure out tomorrow is whether or not Wondershare Filmora, which is the streaming, it's actually video editing. That's what I use to edit my videos to be able to put them onto YouTube. I tried to use it on, I think, Tuesday's stream, and it rage quit like 3 times. I had to completely close it down and re-bring it up. So I don't know if it's just a problem with the software or if my video is literally breaking the software. Because I haven't tried it today. I tried it on Thursday, I think, because I was going to edit stuff and try to keep up to date so that I don't have to upload 3 videos each week all at once. But the software said no. The software said, I'm not working for you today. So, kind of roll with the punches. Started with the video game in just about a minute. And quick recap from last stream. We met with the Mirren people. We found ourselves on a lovely island. The Mirren think that we are someone called the Windstiller, and we have to go find the Elation people, which are their enemies, and be able to figure out what is going on. Yeah, the Water Stiller. Just one more title to add on to our list of titles, one of which being the Guardian. So, I'm gonna get us all started on here and get this ball rolling. And Serenity says hi. Yes, April, Bandu, and Bada, Water Stiller, Guardian. Though wouldn't it be April, Guardian, Bandu, and Bada, Water Stiller in that order? Alright. Continue the journey, and we are in Chapter 8. So we have found ourselves on a cliff, and there is this lovely gentleman who appears to be an Elation. Alright, so let's see what we can see here.
There's a slight updraft here.
Slight updraft.
The wind is channeled through that chasm down there and blown out and up here.
Okay.
It's a leathery creature with wings, like a mix between a giant bat and a pterodactyl. Must be one of the Elation. It looks more like a warrior than a storyteller, though. I hope it speaks English. I mean, Alton.
Well, let's see if they do.
Can you help me across?
You are human, and we don't allow human strangers into our village. If you wish to trade, let us know where your ship is anchored, and we will send traders to you with our merchandise.
I don't have a ship, and I didn't come here to trade. I came to talk to your leaders.
I'm sorry, but we don't allow strangers into our village.
Yeah, we heard.
What's up this road?
The Elation village of Tamar.
Where's the Elation village of Tamar?
Up this road and into the volcano.
Isn't it dangerous to live inside a volcano?
This volcano has not erupted for thousands of years, and the gods protect us. We are safe here.
Is there another way to get into the volcano?
No, This pass is the only way.
I'm sure there's a secret cave somewhere that leads into the volcano.
No, there isn't.
There's always a secret cave.
Not here.
Are you absolutely sure there's no secret cave?
Human, you talk too much, even for an elation.
Let's say we're a traitor.
Actually, I am a traitor.
Where is your ship anchored?
In, Coconut Grove?
There's no
Grove?
Coconut Grove on Elias.
So, I'm not a traitor, but I am a friend of the Elation people.
We don't know you. There is no friendship between strangers, human.
Don't your people have a prophecy about a stranger who comes without a ship, or something like that?
I don't know of any prophecies, human.
What kind of prophecies do you know about?
We don't tell our stories to strangers.
Thank you.
Yes, but you must leave now.
Well, let's see what we've got in our inventory. We've got some potions. Maybe that will work. Oh, we still have some.
It's a
wind
vial
potion.
with a wind-making magical potion.
Let's see if we can use that.
That's the last of it, unfortunately.
And let's see if we can use the light as a leaf on us again.
Oh, God, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was so not appetizing. Weirdest thing, though. I do feel lighter. Like I lost 90 pounds. I can't even imagine what people would pay for this stuff back home. Ah!
Nice pirouette.
Human, you flew across the chasm. You don't have wings, but still, you fly like the elation.
Believe me, I'm as shocked as you are.
Are you the Windbringer?
What's the Windbringer?
It's a prophecy amongst my people.
So you do have a
Of course, there's no
prophecy.
escaping the prophecies.
It's said that someone not of the elation shall come among us to float on the wind like an elation, to learn our stories, to bring the wind back to us, and to bring us into a new and happier age.
Is that all? You know, I'm starting to forget how simple my life used to be. Family, friends, grades, boys, no prophecies, nobody looking to me for salvation.
I don't understand, Windbringer. You should speak with our teller up in the city. She'll be wanting to see you, I'm sure. We've waited for the Windbringer for a very long time.
The teller? Thanks.
No, Windbringer, thank you.
Well, alright then. Hello, other elation person.
It's an old man, I think. Difficult to tell, since they're all kind of wrinkly. Hello?
Good day, stranger. What would you hear among the elation?
I need to speak with the teller.
The teller? Go down into the city and you will see the castle. The teller, she keeps to the tower. She's old and her eyes don't take well to the sun.
Hello?
Did you see the teller yet?
No.
Just wanted to see if you
Then
had
you
anything
should.
more to say to me. Guess not. Did you make that noise?
It's a little elation girl. Hi there. What you doing?
Playing.
Yeah? What are you playing?
Nothing. My daddy's in the castle watch. He's allowed to sharpen his claws.
Really? My daddy owns a farm.
Yeah? Do you have animals there?
Sure. He has some cows and some horses and...
What's cows and horses?
Well, cows are big, brown, fat animals with 4 legs and white spots. And they go moo a lot.
And horses?
Horses are fun to be around. They run really fast and they can jump over tall fences and they look beautiful and graceful. But the best thing about horses is that you can ride them.
I can run fast, too. But I can't fly yet. My wings aren't fully formed. But when I grow up, I'll fly far away and see everything. I'll go see our horses.
That would be nice. My name's April. What's yours?
Saina, will you be my friend, April?
Yes.
Of course, Saina, as long as you promise to be my friend.
I promise.
Oh, she's so cute.
Do you know where the teller lives?
Over there in the castle tower. My daddy's watching the entrance so that only nice people can get in.
Do you think he'll let me in?
I don't know if you're nice, but you have to ask my daddy.
Where are the other children in your village?
Oh, they're in school now.
And why aren't you in school?
Because I'm ahead of everyone else. I'm really smart, you know. I'm the only youngling to have learned the first tale this soon. So some days, I get to do what I want. It's a little boring, though. I wish I was in school. At least there I could sing and play and jump around with all the other children.
Why don't you go to school anyway?
Because they say I would just distract the other children who are still learning their first tales. It's not fair. I mean, I get to play by myself and everything, but that's not fun all day. And my mommy's working on her pottery at home, and she doesn't want me disturbing her because she might make a mistake. But the day after tomorrow, I get to go back to school because then we're going to learn some more flying lessons. They're always a lot of fun, and I'm getting pretty good at that too.
I bet. I wish I had wings like you do.
Yes, they're very good to have when you fly.
Have fun, Saina.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm sorry, but there are some things I have to do.
Grown-ups are always too busy.
Oh.
It's a young Elation female working with clay.
Be careful, don't come too close. I'm almost done with this pot.
Sorry.
Are you here to buy pottery? I didn't think traders were allowed up here.
No, I came to speak with your teller.
Really? I didn't know the teller spoke with anyone from the outside. You must be a very special girl.
Supposedly. My name's April, by the way.
Nima is my name. Nima of Ta'ama, the only Elation village on Elace.
I like your pottery.
It's our craft. That and storytelling. But storytelling can't buy merchandise or food.
I know a lot of people who live by telling stories, although I guess that's kind of different.
They are lucky then. Not that I don't enjoy making pottery. It's good to feel the wet clay between my claws, to shape it into whatever I wish. It's almost like creating a new life, I think. I don't have a husband yet, so I haven't tried. Have you? Do you have a husband and children?
Neither, thank God. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I was 18 turnings this spring. I'm ready for a husband, but I've yet to court anyone who could make me soar on the winds. I think the men of Ta'ama are dull and timid.
What about the guard on the road below the village? He's our age, isn't he?
Isam? He's quite pretty, and his wings are big, but I don't think he likes me. He never looks at me or talks to me.
That doesn't mean anything. He could just be shy.
April, you didn't
Maybe
come
you
here
could
to be
talk
a
to him,
matchmaker.
find out who he likes, but don't say I sent you.
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you, April.
Thank you, Nima.
You're welcome, April.
You are not a matchmaker.
Why is he perched on top of that pillar?
Because he's the watch guard, duh.
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
I'm the Windbringer.
The Windbringer? You are not the Windbringer. Are you?
How else would I have been able to get up here? I am the Windbringer.
If so, you must prove that you are of the Elation. There are 4 tales from the 4 corners of the world that you must know by heart. They are the tale of winds, the tale of stars, the tale of sea, and the tale of homecoming. I will ask you one question from each tale, and you must answer each correctly, or you cannot be the Windbringer. Are you ready?
No, give me some time to prepare.
Then return when you are ready, and I will test your knowledge of the 4 tales.
Guess we gotta find some people to tell us some stories.
Hi, Nima.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
I had to learn the tale of homecoming. It took a long time, but I think I got it now. I'm better with pottery than I am with the tales, unfortunately. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
Please.
Very well. This is the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I shall tell it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, in her words, and by her teacher in turn. Moran was a handsome young Elation man with strong wings and a hardy beak. He lived below the white cliffs, where the water was salty and the fish plentiful. Moran was betrothed to Inara, the loveliest girl there ever was. She was fair and slender and tall, and her eyes were the clearest shade of blue. But Moran was hesitant to enter into union with Inara, to become her husband and to give her children. He would always come up with a new excuse for why they had to wait a little while longer. Now, Inara was skilled at pottery, but even more so with stories, and the teller of the village had many times asked Inara to be her apprentice, to learn all the tales, so that someday she could take over as the teller. But Inara refused, knowing that if she did accept the teller's offer, she would never be able to marry Moran, because a teller cannot have a husband nor children of her own. Her refusal to become the teller's apprentice was unheard of, because who could refuse such an honor? But to Inara, love was more important. Her love for Moran was beyond honor, beyond reason. But despite Inara's love, Moran was still hesitant. And then one day he told Inara, "I am traveling on a pilgrimage to the far shores. I will be gone for some time, and while I am traveling, and in accordance with our traditions, I will be freed from our betrothal. Not until I come back will the bond between us be renewed." It was not unusual for a young Elation man at that time to go on a pilgrimage, and the bond between the betrothed would often be cut while he was away, to be formed again upon his return. But Inara was heartbroken, because she had thought that Moran would soon want to marry her. When Moran saw her tears, he said to her, "Do not weep. When I come back, I promise I will marry you. Just wait for me, and stay with your pots, to make the time pass quickly." And then Moran left on his pilgrimage to the far shores. Many years went by, and Moran had exciting adventures on the far shores. But by and by, he began to long for home, and for Inara, and now he had finally realized that he loved her, and that he wanted to marry her. But when he returned, he could not find Inara amongst the pot makers. He went to visit her family, and they told him that, after waiting for many years, Inara accepted the teller's offer of apprenticeship. And that when the teller left on the last wind during the previous winter, Inara herself became the new teller. Angry, Moran made his way to the teller's nest, and when he saw Inara, he said to her, "You promised me you would wait." But Inara did not say a single word in answer. She just turned around and lifted something wrapped in leaves from the cot behind her and gave it to Moran. Moran unwrapped the package, and inside he found an old pot, cracked and broken in two. "What is this pot?" he asked. "And why did you not wait for me like I asked you to?" And finally Anara spoke, and she said to Moran, "I made this pot for you, my dear Moran, when you left, because I wanted it to be my marriage gift to you. But when many, many years passed, I finally realized that you did not love me the way I loved you, and to live hoping otherwise would be death." "But I want to marry you," cried Moran. "I came back." But Anara just nodded at the broken pot in Moran's hands and said, "Like an old pot that is left without care, a heart may break in two, and a broken heart can never be mended." And so Anara turned away, never to speak with Moran again, and Moran's heart, like the pot that was left untended, broke in two, because absence makes a heart brittle. This was the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I told it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, and as I will tell it to my student when the time comes.
Bye, Nima.
Goodbye, April.
Moron, more like moron. Good for Anara, though. Good that she finally realized. Made her own way.
Hi, Saina.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Yes, my mommy taught me the tale of the stars. It's a really pretty story. Do you want me to tell it?
Please, Saina, I would like that very much.
Okay. This is my tale, the tale of stars, and I tell it to you in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in her words. In the small village of Jinjay near the rumbling hills of Onion, there lived a girl called Mona. She was a curious girl, and she would always get in the way of grown elation. "Go play somewhere else," they would say to Mona, but she didn't want to play with the other children. She wanted to be where the grown-ups were, to see what they were doing and learn from them. But one day, after getting many complaints from the pottery makers and guardsmen and traders and soldiers in the village, Mona's mother told her that she wasn't to interfere with the grown-ups anymore, and that instead she could go play with the other children, or sit still and draw or work with clay. But Mona was always curious, and now, since she wasn't to be among the grown elation anymore, she decided to go exploring the forest that lay just outside of the village of Jinjay. She had many times been forbidden to enter the forest because it could be a dangerous place, but Mona was very curious. Of course, she wasn't planning on going far into the forest, but then her eye caught sight of a white flufftail hopping through the tall grass, and Mona, curious as ever, gave chase. The flufftail ran away into the forest, and Mona followed, blind to where she was going and interested only in catching the white flufftail so that she could keep it as a pet. But then, after a good while, the flufftail disappeared into a hole in the ground, leaving Mona alone in a small clearing, somewhere deep inside the forest. She was exhausted after running after the flufftail for so long, and as she looked around the clearing at the unfamiliar trees and flowers, she realized that she hadn't been paying attention to where she was going. Not for the first time, her curiosity had gotten the better of her, but this time it was serious. Mona was too young to fly, and she had very little sense of direction, and chasing the white flufftail had made her dizzy and tired. It was getting darker, and Mona was all alone in the deep, dangerous forest, too sleepy and too scared to be able to go anywhere. Mona curled up with her wings wrapped around her under the leaves of a tree and began crying. Soon it got really dark, and somewhere, not far away, wolves started howling at the moon. Mona was so scared she was petrified, but after a while her exhaustion got the better of her, and she fell asleep. She woke up when she heard a voice calling her from somewhere far above. Looking up at the starry sky, Mona saw a vision of the spirits of 5 tellers gazing down at her. "You have let your curiosity lead you astray," said one. "You are lost, and you deserve to be lost," said another. "Poor little girl," said a third. "We will help you home," said a fourth. "But remember this," said the 5th spirit. "We will lead you back to your village and to your mother only if you promise us one thing." "I promise," said Mona. "Whatever it is, I promise I will do it." "Very well," said the 1st spirit. "You will make the story of this night into your own tale, and you will call it the Tale of Stars." "It will be a tale to warn the curious to be careful," continued the 3rd spirit, "and to not let their curiosity get the better of them. And," said the 2nd spirit, "to remind the elation that the spirits of their tellers watch out for them when they most need it." And so the spirits of the 5 tellers guided Mona through the forest, and by dawn she was home. And Mona did tell her tale, the Tale of Stars, to everyone in the village, so that everyone would remember that the curious must be cautious, and that the spirits of the tellers are always watching. This was my tale, the Tale of Stars, and I told it in my own words as my teacher did to me.
That was a beautiful tale, Saina.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Saina.
You're leaving again? I wish you could stay.
Me too, Saina, believe me.
Cute. She told it well, too.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of sea, human.
Would you mind telling it to me?
I would be happy to do so. This is the tale of sea, told in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in his words, and to him by his teacher in his words. This was a very, very long time ago, when the Elation were a strong people, and we could spend days riding the hot winds above the seas. We hunted fish then, and we were at war with the Merum, the Wet-tails. Acalis was one of the strongest warriors there was. His claws were sharp and long, his beak pointy, and his teeth strong. Acalis was admired by everyone in his clan, and because of this he was cocky and arrogant. So one day the teller of Acalis city asked him to perform a very important and very special duty, to bring a sacred jewel to the teller of an Elation town across the sea. This particular jewel was very important because it signified a union between the 2 towns, and it would benefit the people of both that it was delivered safely and promptly. Acalis grinned and told the teller that he would deliver the jewel both quickly and safely, and that she was not to worry. But the teller did worry, because Acalis was young and too sure of himself. But she wanted to test him, and to teach him that sharp claws, a pointy beak, and strong teeth are not all a warrior needs, that a warrior must also be wise and careful. So Acalis set out across the sea on his flight. It was on the 4th day that he spotted something in the water that caught his attention, and forgetting his duty and following his curiosity, Acalis dived towards the water to investigate. When he came closer, he saw that there were Merum in the water, foolishly hunting close to the surface, and Acalis saw an opportunity to again prove his might. As a great warrior to his people, and to capture the fins of a few wet-tails. But this time, Akala's arrogance got the better of him, because the Merum had set a trap.
Oh no.
As he dived towards the Merum with his claws, a spear shot up from the water to hit him. Akalas struck the water and dropped the jewel he was carrying, and it was all he could do not to drown. Akalas was bleeding, and the Merum were grabbing onto his wings and his legs, but he fought bravely, and finally he managed to escape. But even though he now lived, he was dead inside, because the shame of losing the sacred jewel would always be with him. Akalas could not return to his village, because he had neglected his duty to his teller and to his people, and so he went away to a small island where he could be alone. To himself and his people, Akalas now became the Lost One. He who had been on a sacred mission, but had failed in his arrogance. A year passed, and one day Akalas met with human traders from a ship that came close to his island. From the traders, Akalas heard speak of a hideous creature that lived in the sea, the Octowoe. The Octowoe was said to have a third eye, like a jewel, and that this eye pulled hapless sailors into its deadly eight-armed grasp. Akalas knew immediately that the Octowoe's third eye had to be the jewel that he lost in the sea a year ago, and he now saw the opportunity to redeem himself. But Elation were not used to water, and the thought of submerging himself in the cold, harsh ocean chilled Akalas to his heart. But he was the Lost One, and if in his death he could at the very least redeem himself, to his own heart then it would be worth it. So Akalas fashioned himself a spear, because in the water his claws and his beak would be too slow, and he flew out to where the Octowoe was last seen. And then Akalas dived into the sea. The dark water closed in on him, and his wings and legs went numb. But still Akalas kept pushing down until he saw the lair of the Octowoe. Spotting Akalas, the Octowoe attacked, and Akalas saw the monster's third eye, his sacred jewel, shining bright in the darkness, and his heart was filled with a sense of duty and courage that he had never felt before. But as he began fighting the eight-armed monster, Akalas realized that if he were to fight like he usually did, he would not stand a chance. He would have to think differently. And so Akalas tricked the Octowoe into following him through a tight chasm where the monster got stuck. And then he swam above it, and using his spear, tipped a rock on top of the Octowoe. Swimming back down again, the Octowoe was flailing helplessly. Now, almost out of air, Akalas took the sacred jewel from the Octowoe's head and swam back up. Finally, Akalas could deliver the sacred jewel to the town across the sea, and upon returning to his village, he went to the teller, bowed his head, and said, "Forgive me, teller, for in my arrogance I thought I could do everything. But I could not, and I became the Lost One because of it." "You were lost," said the teller, "but you are no more. Because now you see the limits of your own strength, and you will know that a warrior must be careful and wise, in addition to being strong and fierce." This was the tale of C, and I told it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher.
All right then. Do you have the last tale for me?
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of winds, Windbringer. Do you wish to hear it?
Very much.
Then I shall tell it. This is the tale of winds, my tale, and I pledge to tell it in my own words, as told in turn by my teacher. In the village of Karan, in the mountains of tall winds, there lived a young Elation woman named Iwana. Iwana had one desire above all others, to soar higher and farther than anyone else. And even though her wings were no broader, nor her body sleeker than anyone else's, she pursued this foolish desire without rest. And as time passed, she did soar higher, and she did fly farther than the other young Elation in her village, and her name became known far and wide amongst the tribes of the mountains of tall winds. But still, Iwana was not happy. She was not happy because, in her vanity, even though she was a better flyer than almost everyone else, and to her eyes, she was still not good enough. She wanted to be so much better than anyone else that she would be remembered for all time as the best flyer amongst all the Elation. And so one day, Iwana decided to climb to the top of Mount Bakta'ana, the Tower of Light, and to soar from those giddy heights to the ends of the world. Her friends and her family pleaded with her not to, because every Elation knew that to soar from such heights was dangerous, that at such heights the air was thin and the winds treacherous. But Iwana would not listen, and on a cold and clear morning she climbed up the Tower of Light to the rock and the ice at the very top. From there she could see to the ends of the world. And it brought tears to her eyes to know that now, finally, she would be greater and better than any Elation before her. And so Iwana spread her wings and leaped off the mountain. Those who watched her from far below said that for a split moment Iwana soared, and she soared higher and farther than any Elation before or since. But then the treacherous winds caught a hold of her, and the thin air made her plummet towards the ground, and to fall to her death amongst the rocks at the base of the mountain. In her vanity, Iwana could not see beyond her desire to be the very best. And vanity always stands to fall. That was the tale of winds, my tale, and I told it in my own words, as told to me in turn by my teacher.
Well, alright then. We also have some news for you, Mr. Elation.
So, Isam, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes, Isam of Tamar.
A good-looking guy like you must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
God, this is
Are
awkward.
you asking me for courtship?
No.
Me? No. Wings don't do anything for me. No, I was just thinking, maybe you had your eye out for somebody special?
I'm without a mate. The women of Tamar are cold and unfriendly, and whenever I try to talk to one of them, she ignores me.
Huh. Even Nima?
Nima? No, she's too pretty for me. She won't appreciate my attention.
This is like high school. Trust me, Isam. You go talk to her one of these days, and I'm sure you'll find you have a lot in common. Just be yourself, okay?
You think so? Perhaps you are right. I will do as you say, Windbringer. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Alright, April, that's enough of matchmaking. That was awkward. I think we've got all the tales now. It's time to see if we remembered it all.
Halt! Who would visit the teller? Are you ready for the questions now?
No, because I need to
No,
save.
give me some time to prepare.
Then return when you are ready, and I will test your knowledge of the four tales.
Save. Bop. Alright, now I'm ready.
Are you ready for the questions now?
I'm getting test anxiety again.
Yes, ask me the questions.
In the Tale of Winds, which mountain did Iwana fall from in her vain attempt to fly higher and further than anyone else?
Bactana? Tower of Light, I think?
Mount Bactana, the Tower of Light.
That is correct.
Yes.
In the Tale of Stars, what did Mona see in the sky that helped her find her way home?
Definitely not an airplane, not stars, but... I mean, she did see stars, but I think he's asking about the tellers.
The spirits of 5 tellers.
That is correct. In the Tale of Sea, what creature did the Lost One battle in his quest to recover the sacred jewel?
The Octowo.
The Octawo?
That is correct. My final question to you is this. In the Tale of Homecoming, what was given to Moran by his teller when he returned from his pilgrimage?
Broken pot.
A broken pot, to teach him that absence may break a heart in two.
You have correctly answered all my questions, and so have proven your knowledge of the 4 tales. You are the Windbringer. The teller would see you presently.
Sweet. Also, did you notice that the answer was always C? It was always the 3rd one. That's a big head. Filled with years of stories.
She's the teller. She must be over 100 years old.
Come closer, human. Closer. I cannot see your face.
That's because you're blind, lady.
Closer still. Come sit here by me.
I don't know, when's the last time you had a shower?
There you are. You see, my eyes are not what they used to be. Ages ago, I could spot a ladybug crawling up a straw of grass from 15 tree lengths up. Now, I have a hard time seeing my supper. But my ears, balance be praised, my ears, they are as good as ever. I could hear you outside, learning the tales my children tell. You are a good listener and a fast learner.
They were interesting stories, and your people told them well.
That is what we do. The Elation are the keepers of the tales, and I am their teller, the one who must know all the tales told since the day we came to this world.
How can you do that? How can you remember every story ever told?
The secret is to tell them often and to tell them in your own words, not the words of your ancestors.
Doesn't that mean that the stories change with every generation?
Yes, as all tales must. Change is important. Otherwise, the tales will have no meaning to us. They will just be words, and we do not care about the words. We care about what the words tell us.
How long have you been telling stories?
How long have your people been telling stories?
Since the beginning, human. Since we came to this world a long, long time ago.
You're not from
Know
Earth?
that you're
From Arcadia?
aliens.
Not according to our tales. We came on a great wind before the divide, when the earth was one and humans had yet to learn of magic and science. But we were a different people then, and the tales we tell from that time are vague and incomplete. Like myths and legends, the younger Elation pay little attention to these tales. Sometimes I worry they will be lost with me, these tales, and I am getting old, very old.
Got some questions.
I came to you to find answers to some important questions.
Ask, and I will try my best to answer.
I'm trying to find an ancient god.
Have you heard of an ancient god or dragon that lives beneath the sea?
Once, long ago, when my people lived in harmony with the Merim, there were stories of an old god worshipped by the Merim who resided deep in the darkest depths of the ocean. According to legend, the old god had once brought the Merim into their realm, into the ocean, and he was now sleeping, resting before the journey back.
Back where?
To a great ocean amongst the stars. When the time came, he would gather the Merim and bring them home with him, back to their world, to their ocean. Strangely enough, we have a similar tale. It is said that the great wind that brought us here will someday return to bring us back to a place where we can soar forever on warm winds.
Like heaven.
In a way, perhaps, but without the need for any of us to die. The great wind will just sweep us up and carry us away. Every evening before I go to sleep, I recite this tale to myself. It is a comforting one.
What do you know about the Dryad kin?
What do you know about the Dryad kin?
The kin are numbered 4, or so our tales tell. 2 in this world, 2 in the other. The mirror world, the white and the blue, the red and the green.
Do you know where they are?
No, the tales never say. The kin are elusive. They keep to themselves. I have never seen one myself, and I doubt any of my kind has. The tales do say that our past and our future are tied to the fate of the kin, but how I would not pretend to know. This is one tale that is yet to be told.
Do you know anything about the Guardian's realm?
This is human business. Would you not know more than I?
Why would I
Your
ask
people are
if
the
I didn't
keepers
know?
of the tales. You remember more than humankind has forgotten. Please, I need to hear what you know.
That is very little. The Guardian's realm is home to the Guardian in his tower. No one is permitted within except the Guardian who was, the Guardian who is, and the Guardian who will be. And of course the Dryad kin, who were instrumental in its making.
Have you ever heard of the existence of a hidden entrance to his realm?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have heard tell of such a thing, though I would not know where it is. I gather that one of the kin may be able to tell you.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
I am glad I could help you with some answers.
I'm the Windbringer.
Just
I
gonna
know
throw that
you
out
are.
there.
It's strange to me to hear those words spoken. I did not think they would be in my lifetime. But here you are, standing in front of me as real as the sky is blue.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but what is it that the Windbringer is supposed to do for you?
I did not expect you to walk in here and have all the answers, child. The balance has both blessed you and cursed you, and it has sent you here to do what it wills. The Windbringer is said to be the first sign of the great wind that will take us away from here. For a long time, the Elation have lost the strength they used to have. Our bones have become weak, and our wings fragile. Where we used to be able to soar for days on strong winds, we are now using our legs to walk rather than fly. Why this is, we do not know.
Tanyan!
You know of the reason for this?
I'm just guessing, but it makes sense. Go on.
The tales also say that the Windbringer will unite us with our past and end the age-old strife.
I know. You must make peace and be reunited with the Merim. You share a common ancestry.
I have always thought we did. The tales were too similar, the signs clear. But my people, they will have a difficult time understanding why and how this can be.
If you don't, both the Elation and the Merim will die out. When war broke out between your people and you were forced to move up into the mountains, it compromised a precarious symbiosis. A substance called Tanyan was abundant where the Merim and the Elation lived in close proximity. It brought fish and heat and light to both your people. But now, living up in the mountains. Your way of life, your diet, your customs and habits, they've all changed. And that's probably the cause of your brittle bones and fragile wings.
Then we must make peace with the Merim and restore the balance between us, so as to strengthen us both and prepare us for the journey that will surely come soon. When our sitting is over, I will speak to my people, and I will elect one representative from the Elation to meet with the Merim in the place of your choosing to open a dialogue.
I guess it's time for you to talk to your people and for me to make arrangements with the Merim.
Where do you wish for our meeting to take place, Windbringer?
You want me to decide? Well, I know. Send your ambassador down to the ancient caves by the beach. Inside, there are remnants of an old Elation settlement and a Merim city. It's a good place for your two people to meet, don't you think?
Yes. And could you ask if they would bring their half of the stone?
The stone? You have the other half?
We have held on to it for centuries, knowing that someday it would be of use to the Windbringer.
It will, trust me.
Then we must make haste and arrangements. It is an important day, so let us not waste light. Go and wait for my ambassador in the caves.
Well, all right then.
It's amazing. This place is so beautiful. And the scent of sea and rock and nest. This scent is of home. This was home a long, long time ago, according to the tales. We lived in peace with the Wet-tail, with the Merim back then.
Now you'll be able to live in peace again. And with the Tanyan bringing fish to your doorstep, you'll be able to eat well and restore strength to your bones. Soon you might even be able to soar on the winds for days like you used to do.
I hope you are right, Windbringer. And I hope that the Merim will see the sense in it too. They are coming, are they not?
They said they would. Hush, I hear something.
We are here, Water Stiller, as was promised.
Good. Now, as representatives of your respective peoples, you, the Queen of a Merim city, and you, guard to the Elation Teller, must fulfill the prophecy and join the two parts of the one stone.
We hope that our peoples may be joined again, Elation, and that we may live in peace and prosper.
As do we, Merim. And we pledge to do all we can for this to happen. The stone is now whole, Windbringer, and the Elation and the Merim will once again be as one. You may take it with you.
Thank you. The both of you.
Come now, April, and we will take you to our sleeping god. May his wisdom guide you and lead you down the right path.
Elation stone, get. Wait, do we have a glowing mushroom?
feels more like a shell than a rock. I don't think it's a rock. I think it's alive! The sand is covering something.
Hello. Is that an eyeball?
It's some kind of organic sensor.
Organic sensor, otherwise a eyeball? Maybe?
It's soft and spongy.
Don't touch the eyeball. Looks like we can talk with it, though.
Hello? Is anybody in there? Spooky. Well, I guess it's an invitation of sorts. It's soft and spongy.
Apparently we can go inside.
There's air in here. And it's dry. I swear I'm never taking a bath again. That doesn't look like a natural protrusion. It's too big and round.
I know you.
Oh, hello. That's an eyeball.
Do not be afraid. I know what you are.
You do?
Yes. Yes. What would you hear? I do not like to be disturbed. I wish to be left alone. I wish to rest until the day of ascension.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I need some answers.
Everyone needs answers. Everyone has questions. I am not the oracle. I cannot answer all your questions.
I don't expect you to answer all of them, but I was hoping for an answer to at least some of them.
Then ask and be gone.
What am I?
What do you mean?
You said you know what I am. What am I?
You do not know. Then it is not I who should teach you about your heritage. You must make this discovery on your own.
Listen, I'm tired. I'm wet. I'm at the bottom of the sea and I'm breathing with the help of a polyp stuck in my esophagus. So just cut the Buddhist bullshit about a journey of self-discovery and answer my question. Please?
Your question has already been answered. That is all I will tell you. Your journey began with an answer. It is only now that you know the question.
That's so not helpful, but thank you. I'm looking for a jewel called the Dragon's Eye.
Yes, I have one such jewel.
I guess that's it.
Take it.
Are you sure?
Take it. It is yours now. It is part of your destiny.
Okay. Tell me if it hurts.
I don't remember why we need the jewel, but I guess we'll find out that part later.
What is the Day of Ascension?
The day when the kin return home. When my siblings come to me, and we rise toward the stars for our journey back to our cradle. This is the Day of Ascension.
So you're going back to wherever it is you came from?
We will, eventually, when everything is ready.
When what's ready?
I will not answer that question. It is not necessary for you to know.
I need to know where I can find the gateway to the Guardian's realm.
So you come to me.
They told me, well, they as in the few people who could tell me anything at all, they told me that if anyone would know, it'd be you.
I know. When the earth was divided, there was a doorway left open where the tower was built.
But it's moved, hasn't it? That spot. When Stark and Arcadia were created, that spot moved somewhere else.
Into the sky. Amongst the stars.
But where?
I knew you were coming. Your journey has not been a quiet one. Even down here, I could hear you. I speak with the Dark People. They are my messengers. They have prepared a map for you with the entrance you are looking for.
You knew I was coming and why? Then, okay, I know this is probably a futile question, but why didn't you send the Dark People to me earlier? You could have saved me a lot of time and hard work.
Because that's not the point.
You are afraid of time and hard work.
No, but it's the principle of it, isn't it?
No, it is not. You had prophecies to fulfill. You had a purpose. Bringing my children together in preparation. This was important. And for that, I thank you. Now, I wish to sleep.
You said something about a map?
The Dark People have it. They will meet you. I will bring you to them.
What? Now?
Yes. Hold on.
Hold on to what? Your eye? Oh boy. Yeah, big boy. Okay.
The ship is enshrouded in a thick fog, very mystic-like.
I'm gonna save real quick. talk to them.
Thanks for taking me on board.
Who are you?
Well, I thought you... I mean, didn't the old dragon... Well, I'm April Ryan, from Stark, and I guess you're a dark person.
But who are you?
I just told you.
I'm just a student, not anybody special.
You are special. Who are you?
I'm not. I'm just...
Deal with it, April. You're special.
I'm the Windbringer. I'm the Water Stiller. I'm April Bondu Mbata of the Banda and the Venar Kangang La. I'm a shifter. I will someday become the 13th Guardian, the protector of the balance. And I'm April Ryan. This is who I am.
Yes, that is who you are. And you are a wave.
Why am I, a wave?
You have a purpose. You play an important part in the cosmos. A wave is someone who propels people and events toward change, towards the future.
And that's what I do?
You are a wave. There are ripples from your passing, and they spread wide and far. Those ripples will never die down. The worlds will be changed by your journey.
You're telling me that everything I do affects the universe?
You cannot escape it. You are a wave.
Okay.
The ancient dragon, the blue of the Draik kin, told me you had a map for me.
A map of stars, yes. It was made for you in our library and given to me to hold. It is yours now. Keep it well. It is the only one.
I'm looking for an ancient stone given to you by the Sentinel, the Fathers.
You came for the stone. Of course we have it with us. Our ship would not have been chosen to meet you were it not for the stone we carry with us.
Everybody's just waiting around for me to show up, so that they can give me stuff. Who knew adventuring was going to be this easy?
It will not always be so easy. Of that I can assure you. But here is our stone. We entrust it to you, as we were instructed to do when the Fathers first entrusted it to us.
Can this ship take me back to Marcuria? I mean, would you mind?
We will bring you to Marcuria henceforth. It will take the night, but we will be there at first light.
That's fine. Thanks a lot.
You are free to rest here, to sleep, while we travel. The flames will keep you warm, but do not move too far away. My brothers are not friendly with outsiders. They do not take kindly to intrusion.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm staying right here.
Good. Sleep. Did you sleep?
Yes.
Very comfortably, thanks. Where are we?
In the Marcuria harbor.
But there are barely any ships here.
I do not know why. We must leave you here. We have other business. Carry your wave into the future, April.
Whatever that means, I'll try. Where did all the ships go? They're gone. This can't be a good sign. I mean, duh. The city looks strangely quiet and deserted. And the sky, those are not ordinary clouds. They look more like smoke. What's going on here?
You dummy, there was a war going on. Did you forget that? Let's see if we can go into the city. Because why not?
I know that sound.
Wait, we do know that sound? What the HE double hockey sticks is that?
And I know that vortex! A ship! Cortez must have found me, and just in the nick of time, too! God, that was close. What caused that shift to open just in time? It has to be Cortez. Finally!
Hello? Anybody there? Who's there?
It's just me.
April, it's good to see you again.
Saving time. And break time. Was a lot once again, but hey, we're back in Stark now. Something chased us through the shift, and that's a bit scary. So it was some weird, like, amorphous blob thing that was chasing us. We don't know what that is. We have 3 pieces of the disc. We do need 4. But the 2 pieces from the people make 1. So maybe we might have all the pieces. Because I think it may have been divided in half, and then 1 half was divided in 2. We already had 1 piece before we went to the other places. We got a piece from Abnaxis, from the Vinar people. And I thought we got one from the Banda as well. So I think we might have all the pieces of the disc. Yeah. But, so we should have all the pieces of the disc. Now we just need to find out where the Abnaxis, not Abraxas, because he's obnoxious. He's not really. He's a sweetheart. I love him. So we need to find the entrance to the Guardians realm. And we need to fix the disc in order to do that, but also yeah. It gets really convoluted in my head, but I think we're pretty much done with the Arcadia part for now. So we're going to be spending some more time in not Markyria, in Stark. So in the future, we have ended our fantasy point and we have progressed into the futuristic sci-fi. That's right, we've got a fake ID to pick up from the Flipper. I think April has had enough of being wet for a bit. Why did we need the fake ID? Oh, that's right. We needed the ID so that we could get up to the, like, the upper echelon of society. And, I can't exactly remember why we needed to do that, but there was some reason that we needed. Oh, no. So the reason we needed to get to the upper part of the city was because that's where the headquarters for one of the companies the Vanguard controls. And we're trying to infiltrate the Vanguard because we think that's where the current Guardian is being held. Because he was also from Stark. And I seem to remember some kind of rumors of, like, there was a kid who was supposed to be the 13th Guardian, but he was captured by the Vanguard and somehow got split in two. So there's one part in Arcadia and there's one part in Stark, and the part that's in Stark is just cold, analytical, and like nothing but logic, no emotions at all. And then the part that was left in Arcadia was just absolute chaos. Which, now that I think about it, that might be the amorphous blob that tried to attack us. So that's potential. Yeah, Gordon. Not Gordon Ramsay, just Gordon. There was some guy named Jacob, I think. I think that's the guy who runs the Vanguard. He's got a real Hitler vibe going on. Also, a couple of streams ago, we saw a FMV of Cortez being locked up. So, yeah, Cortez got captured and got thrown in some kind of machine. We don't know if it's a torture machine or whatever. So, probably need to find Cortez at some point and rescue him. There's a lot going on. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna go get some hydration. get back to the game in a little bit. So we did end up getting into a new chapter. So we're in chapter 9 now. We've only got 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 chapters left. And it looks like this chapter, if I remember correctly, is going to be a bit of a fast one. So we might finish it before next stream. You never know. All right. Okay, so we've got the Dark People's Stone, we've got the Blue Jewel, which is the Dragon's Eye, the Elation Stone, we've got a star map, which is supposedly where the Guardian's Realm entrance is supposed to be. And that's all we got so far. So let's say hi to Father Raoul, who was also an accomplice, well, not an accomplice, but he talked with Cortez a lot, so maybe he knows what's going on with Cortez.
It's Father Raoul. Father Raoul, where is Cortez? I thought he'd be here.
I haven't seen Cortez for a week, and it worries me. He usually stops by once every few days.
When did you last see Cortez?
It must have been, I think it was last Sunday, exactly 1 week today. He's been gone longer than that before, but this time
What?
This time I have a feeling there's something wrong. I don't like that feeling.
Is there anything you're not telling me, Father Raoul?
I don't know what you,
Yes, you do. You're no ordinary priest. You know about Stark and Arcadia, about the balance, and I'm sure you know a lot more about Cortez than you're willing to let on.
How did you...
I heard you and Cortez talking last Sunday, and it scares me. And pisses me off to think that you're using me, that you're keeping things from me. I thought for sure that I could trust Cortez, but as it turns out, I can't. I was hoping to confront him with this, but he's not around, and you're part of it too, aren't you?
Let him
April,
have it.
you have to trust me when I tell you.
Sorry, I can't trust anybody anymore. There's so much at stake, and I don't know who to trust, Father. Please, tell me what you know.
I'm sorry, April. I mean, I'm sorry you don't feel like you can trust anyone anymore, and I'm sorry that I don't know more than I do. But I will try to answer your questions honestly and openly as much as I can.
Who is Cortez?
What do you mean?
The way people react when I mention his name, the fact that he seems to have been alive for a very long time, and that he knows as much as he does. Who is he?
Yeah, he's a bit of an enigma.
It's funny, but I've been asking that very same question myself many, many times. Who is this man? He's old, yes, and powerful. He has strong magic, but he rarely lets on exactly how strong he is. He prefers to be considered eccentric, crazy even. They are both excellent disguises.
You still haven't answered my question about Cortez.
That's because I cannot answer. I just don't know. He found me when I first came here. You see, I'm not just a Catholic priest. I'm also a sentinel, a minstrel.
You're a minstrel?
Yes, do you find that strange?
How can you belong to two religions at the same time?
Belief in the balance and belief in God are not mutually exclusive. The Sentinel Order was founded on the basis of protecting the balance, not to worship a higher power. As long as our devotion to whatever God we believe in doesn't conflict with our duty to the balance, and vice versa, who is to say we can't work in the best interest of both?
I guess. I just always thought of the Sentinel as its own faith.
It is a faith, but a faith in something less than God, yet more than magic or the laws of nature. The balance was created by someone, was it not?
I don't know.
Nor do I. But I believe. I have faith. That's enough.
What did you mean when you said Cortez found you?
One day, he came to visit me here. He knew who I was, that I was a minstrel, and that I was devoted to restoring the balance as well as to my guide. We soon became good friends. He was very worried about the imminent collapse of the balance, yet told me that he was waiting for someone special, someone who might be able to help us.
Me?
Yes. He waited for a long time for you to show up, and when you did, it was hard for him trying to convince you that he wasn't crazy. I guess his disguise was too good. I don't know much more than that. Cortez tells me very little, only that you're the key to the survival of the balance. I can only assume that you're the new guardian?
That's what I've been told. Not by Cortez, of course.
No. I understand your frustration, but I cannot help you any more than I have. If there's anything at all.
Thanks, Father. But you've done enough.
It feels like I've done nothing. But God be with you, and the balance too.
How did you become a Sentinel Minstrel?
The Sentinel are not numerous in Stark. Not yet. Not with the Vanguard, the Church of Voltec, keeping a watchful eye and striking down anyone who dares to proclaim their faith in the balance. But the Sentinel are here, and when they find someone who they believe will be sympathetic to their cause, they approach them. That's what happened to me.
They asked you to join?
No. They told me the truth. I was studying theology at the time, and I found scriptures that challenged conventional wisdoms, made me question the validity of my faith. But once I learned the truth about the balance and the Guardian and the ongoing war with the Vanguard, it became easier to believe in God again, because now things made sense. And so, in the end, I chose to become not only a priest, but a minstrel, and I don't regret my decision.
Have you ever been to Arcadia?
No, I'm not a shifter. I'm stuck here, unfortunately. I don't mind. I've been fortunate enough to read most of the scriptures of the balance, and that in itself is a rare privilege for a Starker like me.
I don't have any more questions right now.
If you do, please ask. I want to help, and that's the truth.
How are things here?
You mean in the cathedral?
No, I mean here in Newport. How have things been going?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Why? Have you been away?
You could say that, yeah.
It's just been hot and humid, and it's getting worse by the day, and apparently crime is on the rise. But what else is new?
I have to run, Father.
I hope to see you again soon, April. Please take care of yourself. And if you see Cortez, tell him to see me. Tell him that I've been worried.
All right, let's go. It's been a while since we've been back to Stark, so let's go check out the border house and see if our friends are there. That's odd. There used to be a lot of people around. There used to be people all over the street, and it's deserted. That's a bit ominous.
I really should go home and change into something that doesn't make me look like a medieval restorationist. What's going on here?
April, run! Get out of here!
Why? What's the...
Run, April, now!
I wouldn't listen to her if I were you. Move over there. I said move!
Emma, who's this man? Tell me what's going on. Who are you? What do you want?
He's just following orders, Miss Ryan. He's just a servant. My servant. I was hoping you would join our little party. You're a very difficult person to find, Miss Ryan. A very difficult person to find.
What are you doing to my friends?
If you cooperate, nothing. Nothing permanent, at any rate. But if you make this any harder than it has to be, I will have your friends shot. All of them.
What do you... Do I know you? I know you. I've seen your face somewhere.
My name is Halloway. Gordon Halloway.
Ah, you.
I work for Jacob McAllen, who I am certain you have heard of, yes? He runs the Church of Voltec, also known as the Vanguard. He has been insisting on meeting you, Miss Ryan. Of course, we were not sure who you were at first, but we knew we would find you in Venice. You did give us a run for our money, I must admit. Your shift a week ago today made it a lot easier, but then you decided to stay out of town for a while. Smart. Coming back, though, was rather stupid.
What do you want from me?
We want you, and what you carry with you. We have our connections in Arcadia. We know of your journey north. Good job on our friend Mr. Klax, by the way. Good job. Very impressive. Of course, not to mention the fine work you did on that Gribbler creature. She was not very cooperative. She just refused to listen to reason. But she was a twisted old girl, and we respected that. Unfortunately, we lost track of you once you set out to sea. The Tyran are not very comfortable with water, and so there was no chance of sending anyone after you. However, with your good fortune and, shall we say, good breeding, I am certain you brought some valuable items back with you. I would expect no less from a bright and industrious girl such as yourself. So, give me what you have and let us be done with this nasty business. I will let your friends go, and then you and I go on a little trip.
All right. Release my friends and you will get what I have.
You are a very intelligent woman, Miss Ryan. Still, we need to teach you and your friends a lesson.
No.
Shoot
no.
that one.
Emma!
No.
What the hell is going on?
Run.
Get out of my way, Zach!
Where are you going, April? Don't you know the game's up?
Move.
What game, Zach? They're trying to kill me. They just shot Emma.
Who did?
The agents, the Vanguard.
But they said they weren't really gonna hurt nobody. They were just gonna...
They said? What do you mean? You spoke with them?
No, I mean, they were just gonna arrest you and...
You bastard! You sold me out? You killed Emma? Do you know that? You killed my best friend!
I didn't...
Good riddance.
Zach, are you... Shit!
Open up!
Window.
If you don't open, we'll break down the door.
I don't know what that chain's for, but
Let's
it's
do it.
connected to
Take it
some
down.
kind of mechanism at the bottom of the canal.
No, I didn't want to close that. I'm gonna save real fast. Wait, do I still have that rope? No, I don't.
Oh god, this is not gonna be fun, but I don't have a choice. Close your eyes, April!
There we go.
Oh shit! Ah!
Guess they didn't have the budget to do those films. Or do that. Let's see, what potions do we still have? Invisibility, let's use that.
It's a vial containing a magical essence that, with luck, will make me invisible.
Who's there? I know somebody's there. I can hear you.
No, you can't.
Nah, probably just a sewer rat.
Sewer rat? I got my body back. That was a close call, though. If I'd been caught, I don't want to think about what would have happened.
Keep running. Maybe we can hide out at the fringe? Oh no.
What's that? The mystery door. It's open.
Running! Hey, it's that old lady again.
I'm guessing... I'm pretty sure, actually. I'm not in Venice anymore. Now I know how Alice and Dorothy felt.
Gonna save again.
It's an eclectic collection, that's for sure. Warm and cozy.
Hello, old woman.
I don't know who she is, but she does look vaguely familiar.
Welcome, April Ryan.
I won't ask how you know my name, but who are you?
The Lady Elvane is my name now.
And where am I? What's this place?
This is my home, the house of all worlds.
This is Arcadia? It looked like I passed through a shift, but it didn't feel... It felt different. Not like shifting.
It's similar to shifting, except that you did not pass through dreams, and you're not in Arcadia, nor in Stark. This place is between and everywhere. But don't worry. You are safe from your pursuers, for the moment.
Did you bring me here?
You brought yourself here. But yes, I opened a doorway for you.
Why?
Because that's how the story goes, April. You escape. You outrun your pursuers, and your journey continues. It's been written, and we cannot change that now.
Lady Elvane, I appreciate your help, but I'm so tired of hearing about my destiny and about prophecies. I've lost a good friend today, and...
She's not dead.
What?
She's not?
What did you say?
Emma's not dead. She was hurt, but not killed.
Oh, thank God. Are you sure?
Also, how do you know the
I'm
future?
quite certain. She is on her way to the hospital as we speak. But the others, Charlie, Fiona, they're angry at you. They blame you for Emma's pain and for not letting them in on the truth.
They should blame me. I brought it all to them. The violence, the chaos. I've hurt so many people since this all started. And yet, at the time, it all seemed justified.
It was. The fate of the many depend on the sacrifice of the few. Your sacrifice most of all. You've made so many, and you'll have to make many more before this is all over.
Will it ever be over?
Eventually. The pain won't go away, though. You'll keep that with you forever.
I don't know if I can go on. It's so hard.
Listen to me, April. You must go on. You must be brave. They all depend on you. And you can do it. You can get through this. Just remember what's important and what's not. Remember who your friends are and trust them. Let them help you.
I already did that, and look where it got them.
So, somebody gets hurt. That doesn't mean you can give up. I want you to go to Mercuria, to see for yourself how those who are not willing to surrender are holding up. You can learn from their courage.
I can't go there. I can't shift. People tell me I have this talent, but it's not true. If I can't use it, what good is it?
But you have used it twice already. April, child, you must learn to believe in yourself and your abilities. Use what you know, what you do best, to focus your magic.
What I do best? You mean painting?
If that's what you do best, then yes. Use that as a focal point. After a while, you won't even need that. But it's a beginning.
What about the other things I have to do? What about the Guardian?
The Vanguard are holding Adrian, the Guardian, captive. But they still don't know where the entrance to the Guardian's realm is located.
Shouldn't I free Adrian immediately?
Go first to Mercuria. The doorway will bring you there. If you go straight back to Stark, the Vanguard will find you.
Thanks, Lady Elvane. I'm not going to ask you how you know everything you just told me, because I'm not sure I want to know.
Good luck on your journey ahead, April. I will keep my fingers crossed for you.
Maybe I'll see you again.
Oh, I'm quite certain of that. Quite certain.
I wonder how. Hi, Lady Elvane. And we're already to chapter 10. Gonna save again. Alright, let's see what's going on at the Journeyman.
It's deserted, and from the looks of the place, I'd say they left in a hurry, too.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a war going on in Mercuria. So I'm assuming everything's pretty much going to be deserted. Oh man. There's not even music anymore at the marketplace.
The doors are locked and bolted. I guess the Sentinel have decided to skip town with the rest of the population.
Check the marketplace. All deserted. Let's see if we can find Abnaxis again.
It's a flower bed. It's a solid oak door.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Oh, he's still here.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Abnaxis.
Should I not have been okay, April Ryan?
I wasn't sure. Everybody else has left town.
Yes, most everyone did. A war is coming.
Shouldn't you be leaving too, then?
I am, after I see you again.
You shouldn't be putting yourself in danger for my sake, Abnaxis.
Then, for the sake of the balance, you will find 3 stones, yes?
I did, yeah. Just missing one now.
Here, this was the stone of the Venar entrusted to me. I was to take this to Marcuria, and there hold embassy until the Kanangla will come to take it from me.
Oh, I guess we didn't have one already from Abnaxis.
You had this the whole time? Why didn't you tell me before?
To have been carrying this on your journey will be too risky, April Ryan. You have it now. 4 stones to make one. Now my task is done, and the veil is upon me. There is only the present and the past now. Only those 2, not the future. The veil is upon us all, April Ryan. I must leave for my people, to be with them in this time of darkness.
Thank you for your help, Abnaxis. I will miss you.
And I you, April Ryan. May the balance bless you. May the balance bless and protect us all.
Aw, his bow is so cute. Oh, he's got a little tail, too. I didn't notice that before. Doesn't look like there is something we can...
Ruminations on the Chaos Principle by Roar Agastanja. The Death of a Venar by Gale. A Brief History of the Northlands by Minstrom Lenier. By the look of it, it's not all that brief at all. Lord of the Rings. In Arcadian, I guess classic fiction really does cross all borders. The Psychology of Stickmen by G. Godager. Principles of Waging a Winning War Against Superior Forces by General Hen Solber. Surviving the Border Mountains by Tomie Strand. Ruminations on the Chaos Principle by Roar Agastanja.
Okay, it's cycled. Alright. I think there was one last destination that we could go to. No, there's 2. There's West House and the Enclave. Let's go to see Brian first. Dude, there's
Brian
a war
Westhouse.
on. There's a war on. You should probably skedaddle.
I figured you'd still be here, Brian.
April Bloody Ryan.
He's drunk.
Well, what do you know? It's good to see you, girl. Now get the hell out of Marcuria before the shit hits the fan.
You're not leaving, are you, Mr. Westhouse?
I guess I'm not. I always was an idiot.
You're not an idiot, Mr. Westhouse. Brian, you're just fighting for something you believe in, something you care about.
I don't care a whittle about this bloody town.
I think you do. I think you care a lot, but you hate to admit it.
Yeah, well. I built this house with my own two hands, you know. First thing I ever did that I was proud of. Real proud of. I ain't about to leave it to those damn tyrant trolls waltzing in here under the pretense of defending their borders. It's the Vanguard holding their leash, be sure of that.
What are you gonna do when they get here?
I got an old gun locked up in the pantry. Enough bullets to take down at least 24 of those goblins. I'm going down fighting, that's for sure.
You'll be fine, I'm sure of that. Just leave the bottle be until the victory party, okay?
Don't worry about that, girl. That's my last batch of real whiskey. All I got left now is bloody Marcurian wine. And believe me, you don't want to get drunk on that.
I believe you. Just take care of yourself, Brian. Take real good care.
And you, Miss Ryan. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. And if you ever come back this way...
I promise to visit you, of course. Goodbye, Brian.
Anything else we can say?
You still around, goddammit? Now get going! Get out of Marcuria now!
Okay, we're going. Last place is the Enclave. Let's check that out. Hi, Minstrom. Are we gonna tickle you again?
It's Minstrom Yaren, keeper of the library. So you're still here?
Eh? Oh, it's just you. If you have come to use the library, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. We're all very busy today. Very busy indeed.
Don't worry, I didn't come by to do any reading today.
Good. With the Tyrant army approaching, we don't have much time.
Is Vestrum Tobias around?
Oh, goodness. You do not know? I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Tobias, he's dead. Murdered.
Oh my.
No, by whom?
We don't know, but we suspect Vanguard agents, of course. In the chaos of the evacuation, the soldiers had their hands full making sure no one was trampled, and that looters were promptly apprehended. When we visited the temple after everyone had left, there were so many books and valuable artifacts we wanted to bring here for safekeeping. We found Tobias by the mules he loved so dearly. He'd been stabbed in the heart, and from the looks of it, he didn't resist much at all. He probably even knew his assailant.
Why Tobias? He was the kindest, gentlest man I've ever known. Always helpful, always ready to listen. I'll really miss him.
So will all of us. He was a great man, and a great Vestrum, and we will never see another like him. But unfortunately, there were many who disagreed with his views, and the Vanguard, well, they would be happy to see the end of him for good.
Another reason for doing everything we can to stop them. Shouldn't you be leaving the city?
Leaving? No, I'm staying here with my fellow Minstrom. The Enclave is our life and our home, and we're not letting the Vanguard and the Tyrant army drive us away. But we will defend ourselves.
With what? Books?
We may look harmless, but don't judge a book by its cover. There are many of us who are skilled at magic. I can throw a pretty mean ball of fire myself.
Not in
we
the
even have
library,
swords and bows, and a few of us are well versed with deadly weaponry. So we won't be easily defeated, trust me.
What's the rusty wheel downstairs for?
The wheel? Oh, yes, the wheel. That's used for draining the water out of the pool.
Good luck.
And to you, the same.
Let's check upstairs real fast.
It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
Wonder. Apparently this goes here. All the pieces are coming into place. Maybe that's not it. Maybe it's the Bandastone? I was right, Bandastone.
I think something's gone wrong.
Gonna save real quick. Because I don't want to have to do all that again.
It looks like something's blocking the dragon's mouth from opening up completely.
Let's see if we can call Crow.
Don't tell me. You need help with something you can't get to.
Yes.
Nice to see you too. Why so cynical?
Because it seems like the only times you call me is when you need me to do something. It's never to say, "Hello, Crow, what have you been up to?" or, "Hey, just wanted to let you know how much I love you."
Sorry. There's just so much on my mind I forget to treat my friends right.
Friend? I'm your friend.
Aww.
Whatever you need me to do, babe, I'm there.
Oh, baby. So cute.
something's preventing that stone dragon's mouth from opening completely. Could you check it out?
That's it? Pfft, easy! Yeah, I see what's wrong here. When was the last time they cleaned this thing? There's there's pigeon crap all over it. Some of it's so old it's almost petrified.
Great! Peck it off.
Peck it? No, that's disgusting. Nobody told me I was gonna be pecking pigeon crap when I joined up for this adventure.
Crow? Peck it off!
Yeah! I'm on fire!
I'm probably supposed to go get that. Lots of important stuffing happening. I can't English. Lots of important stuff happening, so I'm gonna save quick and often.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Do you know why the drainage wheel is stuck?
Goodness, it is. Why, yes, of course it is. We keep the sluices locked so that the pool is not drained by accident.
Could you unlock it for me?
Certainly. But why?
Because I need to drain the pool.
Goodness me, you do? Very well, I will unlock the sluices.
It's the disc of the balance key to the Guardian's realm, forged in Dragon's Fire from the 4 stones I collected on my journey across Arcadia. And a pretty sweet paperweight as well.
We don't need a paperweight. Well, we've got the disc, so let's try to get the heck out of here. Uh-oh, cutscene. I guess that's
oh my god, it's an army heading this way, and they've got the road blocked. Where's a shift when you need one? I'm in real trouble here. Come on, shift, shift. I did it last time I was scared out of my mind, and I don't feel any safer now. It's not working. I'm just gonna have to hide out in the... Oh! Saved by the bell. Again. I'm like the Incredible Hulk, except my powers only work when I'm scared silly. That's the second time I've opened a shift by instinct alone when I've been in mortal danger. The frustrating thing is, I still don't know how to do it when I'm not scared. Wait, didn't the old lady say I should use what I do best to focus my talents? Is running away really what I do best? Come to think of it, why did the shift dump me here? I wasn't even thinking about the studio.
And I think that's a pretty good place to stop for the day. We've done a lot. We got through like 3 chapters. I saved, right? Yeah, I did. All right. Stuff's getting real. I told you plot development would happen this stream. Well, we're in chapter 11 now. We got through the end of chapter 8, all of chapter 9, and chapter 10 is what we just finished. So now we have chapter 11, 12, and 13 left. So we should be done by next Saturday's stream at the earliest. But yeah. I can't believe that Emma got shot. Got shot. Minstrom Tobias is dead. Sorry, Vestrum Tobias is completely dead. We met Lady Alvani again. We met her at the very beginning of these streams, like at the very beginning of the game. And she's very important, but you won't know why until much, much, much later. Any theories on who she is yet? Because we have seen her twice now. You got nothing? I would love to hear your theories once you do have something. She did seem very knowledgeable about April's future. So, I wonder if she's a soothsayer or something like that. Crow ended up coming in clutch for us again, even though he was giving us grief about, only calling him when we needed him. Yeah, I know who she is, but I'm interested in seeing what your guys' thoughts are. So cute when Crow was realized that he was our friend. It's like, duh, you're our friend. There's a lot that's going to be revealed about the universe. But there is going to be a bit of a... there's just a lot that's going to happen. And that's kind of how it happens with games. It truly will be the longest journey. So it's very, very aptly named. Oh, is that what it was called? I didn't notice that. The last chapter was named Rebirth. Yeah, hopefully. Well, we have already met a couple of kin. We met the blue dragon, who was the sleeping god. And if you remember, we've already met White. We met her in like the very, very beginning in our dreams. We were dreaming about a white dragon and her daughter. The egg that we saved. Seems like a long time ago now. That was about a month ago, I think. How long have I been streaming now? I think we started on the 17th of last month. Yeah, this Thursday will be exactly a month. No, wait, I started streaming on a Saturday, I thought. So it would be the 14th that we started. My bad. That would mean that this Monday would be exactly a month for going by exacts. But yeah, so we've met at least 2 dragons already. I don't think April realizes that yet, but we have. If I remember correctly, the white dragon said some really interesting stuff about April. She called her daughter, I believe, which we didn't really understand that. I still don't understand it. It might be. Anyways, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up for the stream today. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and may the balance be with you and protect you. Have a great weekend, guys.